Hi, this is Chris. Today I'm going to do another one source collage in my one source collage book. So we'll go to 2025 and we'll find our next page. Take this one. And I'm going to use the July 2025 issue of Britain magazine, the official magazine. I've already gone through it and I had some ideas, so I'm just going to go through now and pull out the images and start cutting. If you hear a little noise in the background, my printer is going and I'm trying to print out some color images, and it takes forever. Okay, I am going to start going through the magazine. Okay, this was a difficult one to cut out because it was so dark and black and white, but it also was kind of easy because this group of 4 people were in the forefront. There wasn't anybody standing next to them that was overlapping them. And then I just kind of used my imagination on a few bits of it. But most of it I think I got. I almost cut her leg going off back behind him, but I got that. And I think I got them all. So now for our background. So at first I was going to try to slide them under here, but I could see that would be a tedious job, so I just went ahead and cut it. Make sure it's loose all the way up. And then my idea was to somehow put them in the London Eye. And they are celebrating. So now, how do I want them? Okay, as I said before, I like to break the borders, so I don't mind her hand being up there. I'd rather they be a little higher like that. And he's kind of standing on the bridge. I think I'll cut that bridge out so he could be standing right there on that bridge. Okay, this other guy I think needs to be standing behind the trees. could have her purse strap, her purse hanging over. But the strap doesn't show all the way. Well, it does a little bit. Well, if it doesn't work, we can always glue it back together. And I want to make sure they're standing up straight. I'm going to go ahead and tack them down. Well, I just noticed I can cut this part out here. I'll tack them down with some art glitter glue. Now that they won't be moving so much on me, try to figure out how I could get this purse around here. I don't know if that'll work. I could just move the strap. So I could do that, and then when I glue it down, I could just move the strap over a little bit. What else can we do? Can we put a different foreground on it? Don't have a lot of room. Let's see, if we put this like this, our foreground has to be actually above that line there. Well, I don't want to cover them up with a tree. Maybe I can find something else. So let's see, how could we do this? How could we use this castle or tower? I think it might be more classified as a tower. I'm not going to save the weather vane, that's too tedious. Alright, should I put the castle behind the trees? Or in front of the trees? I think it has to go behind the trees. Oh, I ripped it. Okay, I'm going to glue down parts of the background. Now, our castle goes in here. And we can glue that down. Now this goes here, but it's not long enough. So and this isn't exactly matching. So what can we cover that with? Let's see. Our people are going to go under here. I would like to find something for that. Could just be a bush. Could be something else. I like that. It sort of carries the eye across the page there. So I'm just going to tack that onto the grass. Doesn't look straight. Now, our spectators, they don't have to be cut out perfectly because we're going to go over everything with the Stabilo All pencil. Don't want to cover up too much of that bridge. And in fact, I may just cut some of these people off. Okay, that's better. I like that. So we have our spectators. Okay, I think I can glue the foreground down. Now our main subject. This is what we want to be careful with and make sure we get it glued down properly. Okay, it's all glued together. That was a tricky one, but I like it. I see a space where I could put a little more glue right in here. All right, I've got my Stabilo All black pencil and I'm going to sharpen it. Can get messy, so I sharpened it over the trash can. Okay, so I'm just going to outline everything and it'll blend everything all together, and then we'll finish up with a quip or some kind of funny saying. Okay, now I'll go over it with my brush and water. This is a water brush, but it's empty. I just like the tip. And this blends everything together and keeps me from being too precious with the outlines. It covers up the cut edges of the papers. So, since this is a glossy magazine, I can pick up some of the ink, some of the pencil. Okay, let's find a quip. Let's look at Karin Tamir Art, art journal words, and see what we can find. These are all mostly in first person, and I'm working with a group, so I'm trying to find something that would fit a group. And I like the bold fonts, although I have used the other fonts too. How about Together We Are Stronger? That's very appropriate for World War II soldiers. Okay, we're almost done. I think, it would have been nice if I could cut out these spaces so that they could show through, but that would be way too tedious. But I think what I'm going to do is just put a little bit of dark in there, and it will look like he's standing behind the open framework of the London Eye. Alright, this goes back in my book. Comes out, goes back in my book. And then I'm going to put the edition of the magazine that this was from and the date, and then I will be right back. Okay, here's my page. So I put here from the magazine, I cut the official magazine Britain, July 25, USA and Canada edition. Down here I put today's date, June 7th, and I put 08, this is the 8th collage for 2025 in this book. Together We Are Stronger. So as I mentioned before, the thing that I like about this technique is that it keeps me from being precious. I've always been into precise. I thought I had to do things precise. I wasn't precise. I always thought I had to be precise, and even now I see I missed some spots with the pencil, but I can go back in and do that. And the way that the pencil is sort of unexpected. Sometimes it's real dark, sometimes on the glossy magazine it totally washes away. And all that helps me from being precious, for being too strict with myself on how I get things done. So thanks for watching and have a great day collaging. Bye bye!